Take this thing wide.
Miss it. No good. It's no good. Oh, my goodness. Packers win, baby. Let's go.
The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. Yes, the Bears still suck.
Wow.
Aaron Nagler of Cheesehead TV joins the program now on this glorious Victory Monday in the good land. Aaron Nagler, like all of our Packers go-to guys, is presented by Rogers Behavioral Health, Hildebrand Law, The Great Taste of Miller Lite, and Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Good afternoon, Nags. How's that G feeling today?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Light as a feather. What an absolutely outstanding day.
And that Hall & Oates sound has a song has a little more bounce in it,
Little
doesn't
bounce.
it?
Little bounce. And I love
just dancing around.
Yes.
I love mixing it in with the Bears still suck too. The mega mix I didn't know I needed. I like it.
That is, oh my goodness. Well, the Packers won a game, Nags, and I gave their effort on balance yesterday a C-. What grade would you give? I mean, result aside, just aesthetically for the 60 or the 59 minutes and 57 seconds of football that preceded the block kick. What say you?
A solid B. I give him a solid B. The defense certainly was problematic at times. There's no question about it. But I thought they played very well on offense. I've seen a lot of people being very dour about Jordan Love, the offense in general. They moved the ball all day on one of the better defenses in the league. They scored 20 points. They absolutely did what they wanted to on offense. I understand that Jordan Love's interception kind of clouds everything because he's thrown one in every game and people go, here we go again. But on balance, Jordan Love played one of his, if not his best game of the year against one of the better defenses in the NFL. I was very encouraged by the offense. Now, the defense, there's problems there. And look, you do have to tip your cap. They get paid too. They have a ton of talent. I said it all week leading up to the game. They have talent on the offensive side of the ball. They got their starting offensive tackles back, and they had a very different approach on offense. They did a great job, they being the Bears, of staying ahead of the sticks. They lived in 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 2 almost the entire game, which is obviously a lot easier to convert than 3rd and 7, 8, or 9. So, at some point you do have to say, okay, the Bears played a really good game. But it is frustrating to watch the Packers repeatedly unable to get off the field on 3rd down, to stop drives when they had a chance. That, I totally get it. That was frustrating. But overall, you play to win the game. They won the game on a play by a special teams unit that has been much maligned, much derided. But that play, and it was a play. It wasn't luck. It wasn't a fluke. It was something they saw on tape and took advantage of. Rich Bisaccia, shout out, because I've heard a lot of people, what does he do? Why is he getting paid all this money? Well, he just helped you win a football game. That's what he does. So, yeah, no, I'm not buying the whole, this is a bad win. There's no such thing as a bad win. They won the game. The 11th in a row, by the way, against the Chicago Bears.
And tell me what you would rather have at quarterback. 7-3 with 11 interceptions or 3-8 with 7?
I mean, look, I love Jordan Love. I make no apologies about it. He had one bad throw. It sailed on him, and it ended as an INT. But other than that, like I said, he played very, very well yesterday.
Yeah,
I'll take.
Not
the only numbers that matter are the ones in the win and the loss column.
Absolutely,
not all interceptions are created equal.
Right.
But the fact that the Packers didn't force a turnover, the fact that they gave up, you're looking at 3rd and 19 on a last gasp drive from one of the worst offenses in the league, and you can't get off the damn field.
Now, and again, they get paid
99-yard drive.
The number 1 overall pick made a phenomenal play on 3rd and 19. I mean, Enigbare has him dead to rights, and I would contend probably doesn't need to leave his feet.
For some reason,
try and make the sack.
Yes.
And, Williams does a great job ducking underneath it, making an off-scheduled throw to put them in position on that 4th down. Now, the 4th down play, going after Keyshawn Nixon, that's hard. That's hard to watch, especially in a game where we thought they were going to have Jair Alexander available. He lasts, a quarter, and then he gets shut down. So that, I'll give you that one. But, hey, even to be in 3rd and 19, we got a sack from TJ Slayton. Got a sack from Rashawn Gary, another popular punching bag for Packers fans, who I thought played his best game of the season. So
I agree.
I get it. I get the frustrations. You never apologize for winning. I certainly am not, as I laugh at Bears fans today.
Can we Can the Packers somehow stop mobile quarterbacks from mobiling?
Well, what's funny is that earlier this year, they did a very good job of that, right? Jalen Hurts, Anthony Richardson, they did a phenomenal job of hemming these guys in. I think it was telling in the locker room afterwards. You hear quotes from guys like Kenny Clark talking about, oh, we really weren't prepared or didn't prepare for Caleb Williams to be such a kind of problem with his legs. I think, A, you probably should have expected that. And B, that was something where even forget the designed runs, because they had a number of times where they obviously designed it to fake to the back and then utilize the quarterback outside the pocket. It was the plays where even when the Packers called some kind of pressure, like some kind of blitz, he did a phenomenal job of utilizing his legs when, say, that first read wasn't there, felt pressure was coming, got outside the pocket. There were a couple of times where I thought Edrin Cooper had the angle, but he just outran the guy to the corner. I mean, that's just a special athlete, right? So there's no doubt that they didn't seem very prepared for his mobility. I'm fascinated to see what kind of approach they take later on this year when they come to Lambeau.
That is going to be interesting. Talking to Aaron Nagler, Cheesehead TV here on the Drew and KB program. So, obviously beating the Bears has become a birthright here. 11 in a row. We can't discount that. To me, though, that's a game the Packers deserve to lose, just like Kansas City deserved to lose last week. The similar situation, the walk-off block kick is a bit flukish, right? But the Bears had everything go their way.
I don't subscribe to flukish. When
I know
you are literally doing the work, you're grinding the tape, and you notice that. And it's funny because Football Zebras Live blog called this out. The Bears welcomed that. They were trying to draw a penalty by repeatedly having their center, their long snapper, keep his head down longer than usual before he gets into the blocking stance, and their guard blocking inside rather than helping outwardly. The Packers saw that on tape and took advantage of it.
That's right. But the Bears are also fixating on the Lucas Van Ness tush push on that kick, which helped collapse things. And that technically might be against the letter of the rules of the NFL.
Truly. Also, running backs are not allowed to move before the snap of the ball, which they most certainly did on that final drive, but went uncalled. I mean, we could do this all day.
True, of course.
Do this all day, Chicago.
Yeah, that's the loser's lament, right? That they tush pushed and that they
1,000%.
And Eberflus again, they probably could have run another play.
Well, that's where
that was
Chicago
amazing.
wants to talk about something. What are you doing kicking on second down? What? I couldn't believe they ran the ball.
30 seconds off the
clock. Went down to 3 seconds and kicked it. Like, you did this to yourself, Eberflus. Crying to the league ain't going to fix anything.
That was the mind-blowing thing with the amount of time that they had left and not taking another shot.
That's 2 games, by the way. That's 2 games that he has cost them. Like, that Washington game, to get into position for the Hail Mary only happens because of his approach on defense. And then that game yesterday, man, I'm sad that most likely Eberflus is done after this year, because I love watching the Packers play his teams.
Well, don't worry. They'll find someone else who's not qualified.
It is the Bears. That's a good point. That's a fair point.
It is the Bears. Brenton Cox made an impact, and we knew that there would be guys getting opportunity because of the Preston Smith trade.
Yep.
But on balance, Nags, I'm still like, he looked good, and you see some splash plays, but the defense is my concern. You're right about the interception. That was he airmailed the throw, and there happened to be a guy back in the corner.
There was a guy there. Yeah,
no big deal.
They're playing cover 2. It's going to happen.
Yeah. But the defense, I was concerned about. I thought Hafley would get in his bag. I want to see him confuse a quarterback the way they did C.J. Stroud. And have not seen that. Guys look way too comfortable. And Caleb Williams especially looked really comfortable yesterday.
I will say, though, I mean, like I said, they had a very different approach on offense, got their starting tackles back, which makes a monster difference. And I just talked about this with Andy Herman, actually. They did a phenomenal job, they being the Bears, of just their setting of protection pre-snap, whatever the Packers presented, the shell, whatever they were doing to show pressure, mug in the A-gap, what have you. They did a great job. Almost every single time the Packers tried to bring pressure. It didn't matter, simulated pressure, what have you. You can't beat every team the exact same way. Different teams operate in different ways. And whatever they did over the week that they installed a new offensive coordinator, like I said, a very different approach on offense, it was clear they worked on their protection schemes to the point where it didn't matter what Hafley was throwing at it. They were not able to get a free rusher. They were not able to get really much of anything going, which was so frustrating right up until, okay, got to have it that last drive. It was encouraging to see the sacks come back to back on 4-man rushes. Like finally Hafley just said, okay, well, this is not going to happen. We got to play some coverage. And the guys up front finally responded to the point where they probably should have had 3 in a row if Enigbari doesn't go sky high.
Yeah. He decided to jump for some reason unknown to us. Like, what?
Because it looked cool.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
I will say, but not to completely dismiss your point, the thing you do get concerned about, though, is lots of times it feels like you're having to call pressure because you're not getting home with 4. And that comes back to, well, you've got a couple of really high picks, number 1 picks in Devontae Wyatt, Lucas Van Ness, who really aren't doing much. So you get kind of hamstrung where, okay, I got to call pressure, but then I got to deal with my number 1 corner who's on the sideline, and I really want to try and protect my guys on the back end. It's really hurting them that continuously, week after week, whether it is Devontae Wyatt, whether it is Lucas Van Ness, whether it is Quay Walker, you've got former first-round picks who really are being taken advantage of game after game, down after down. That's the concern. To that point, I will concede, no doubt.
Rashawn Gary, you can make a case, was their best defensive player yesterday, which is refreshing. But it also, it's like, to your point, it's like we've been waiting for that. And Kenny Clark hasn't been getting the push that he has. And
Kenny, I give Kenny grace because he is, and this is metrics, this is facts. I'm not making this up. He is one of the top 3 or 4, depending where you look, most double team defensive tackles in the league. And he's playing on a bum toe, and he's playing the majority of the defensive snaps each and every week. You definitely want more from him, but I give him some grace because he's battling.
True.
Right? He's getting double teamed every single play. I guarantee you, in an opposing meeting room, they start with, what do we do about 97? That's where they start.
But that hasn't changed in the last year or two.
It hasn't. No, it hasn't.
No,
but that's why I'm saying you need other guys. You need Devontae Wyatt. You need Lucas Van Ness. If you're getting this attention to Kenny Clark, where's everybody else? That's what I'm wondering.
And I have not been a charter member of the Quay Walker fan club. I've watched him, and I've waited for him to.
It's done.
There were flashes of brilliance as a rookie, and now it's just disappeared.
He's not good or consistent or consistently good.
This is the game. This is the game that broke me with Quay Walker. Like I'm done. Like I've tried to be patient. New defense. He's playing out of position. He should absolutely be on the weak side, but they drafted Edrin Cooper, who there's no way Cooper can play in the middle. So they've got Quay playing in the middle. He shouldn't be there. Playing out of position in a new defense. I try to give him grace there, try to be patient, but man, it has just not happened. And yesterday was just hard to watch. So at some point, you drafted Tyron Hopper. You used a day 2 pick on the kid. He looked, promising in the preseason. Get him out there. Do something. Because right now, teams know how to take advantage of Quay, especially in the running game. I mean, I don't want to make it all doom and gloom. You saw the great play down the field, 25 yards down the field, covering a wide receiver, big pass breakup. Like, that's an athletic play. Like, that's impressive. But that's what he should be a platoon player. He should be somebody who's coming in certain situations. He shouldn't be playing 100% of the snaps at the middle of your defense. Because guess what? The San Francisco 49ers are coming to town next week. They get off the bus running the football. They are going to make his life hell on Sunday.
Yeah. His best moment, other than the pass breakup, was him yelling and exhorting his teammates to lift their level of play, which I found, I like that. Sure.
Yeah, you do.
But dude, look at the tape. The more you look at the tape, and when you look at the all 22 and some of his snaps, and he just gets washed out a lot.
Speaking of the tape, man, we have Zabe on Twitter this morning breaking down a play by Quay Walker and asking, what the hell are we doing here? If Zabe's taken to the tweet machine and talking about breaking down the tape, we're in a world of hurt, people. If Zabe is calling you out on the tape breakdown, we got trouble in River City.
We've reached the low point in internet tape breakdowns. If that's the case.
My goodness.
Not yet.
I did like.
I haven't seen the all 22.
He said that he's a lay person. Like I always say, I'm a lay person. I lay on the couch and watch football. I don't pretend to.
But that's what I mean. It was so bad that it prodded Zabe to not only record a video but put it on Twitter.
And you don't have to look bad. His low light reel is just
it's hard to
voluminous
watch.
of
It's
plays
hard
where
to
he's just
watch.
not a factor or just getting washed out, or sometimes blocked, like even like receivers and tight ends are, they're manhandling him sometimes.
Yes, and that's what's frustrating.
It is frustrating because you're right. He's good and athletic. Miscast, sure, but you would think they would have found a way. Smart coaches would have found a way to unlock something in the kid to get him to be productive.
I got asked about this on my chat last night. And the only thing I can think of, the only reason that I can come up with where they're saying internally, oh, we got to keep this kind of the regular way we've been doing it, etc., is because he's the green dot, right? He's the one who communicates all the calls. Yeah. They've been doing that since he was basically, in the program when they installed the defense earlier this spring, when they started the offseason, etc. But man, it's November. You telling me there ain't no one else in that group, in that building, who don't know the calls and can't communicate it in the huddle? Like, that is just frustrating when and again, I'm just guessing, because what could the reason be? I don't know.
Yeah.
The tape's pretty clear. It's frustrating. That's a frustrating part.
Well, I mean, it started out that we made excuses for him saying, oh, he's over pursuing, he's just excitable.
Right.
Yep. No, not working.
It's not happening.
Nope, it is not. It is.
So I have to walk back my love for the Georgia defense because Quay Walker is turning out to be trash, and Eric Stokes has kind of disappeared.
Yeah, Stokes. I mean, finally they went with Carrington Valentine over Stokes, which I understand. I've talked about this a lot at Cheesehead TV. With Valentine, you've still got a young kid who can grow and develop. With Stokes, whatever was going to happen with Stokes has happened. Like, you've seen again and again and again, he is not the answer. Teams targeted him when he was out there. You saw the Bears definitely going after Valentine yesterday. I don't mind Valentine taking his lumps, knowing that there's some growth opportunity there. With Stokes, he's done what he's going to do. And he's fine as a reserve. Bring him off the bench in case of injury. But right now, he should not be in the mix.
All right, Nags, on the way out here, it never gets old beating the Bears. It got old years ago losing to the 49ers.
Yes, sir.
What does next Sunday look like at 3:25 with the kickoff? What has to happen? This is like a pivotal game it's an inflection point of the season for playoff positioning and everything for both teams. So where are we at? This is it couldn't be a bigger regular season game, I don't think, between these two.
I agree. I mean, you're essentially afforded the opportunity to pretty much shut down the 49ers season if you win this game, which would be sweet given all the crap we've had to deal with with the 49ers in the playoffs the last number of years. I will say, though, I think the temptation for the Packers on offense is to, okay, we're going to run our stuff and we're going to move the ball and we're going to score points. Great. But you got to take the approach the Bears took with the Packers this week. I try to make these drives last as long as possible and keep that 49ers offense on the sideline because, again, like I said earlier, they get off the bus running the football. I know they're going through a lot. They're dealing with a lot. There's a lot of drama in San Francisco right now, but it will not take much for them to take advantage of the Packers defense in their running game. And then once that happens, you're in a world of hurt because they got so many ways that they can mess with your keys, get you in the wrong spot. Purdy, it does a great job working off the play action. That is the concern heading into Sunday, no question.
All right. Nags, great run as always. Continue to carry the G, my brother, and we will catch up with you next week.
Always. Talk to you guys next week. Go Pack, go.
All right. Aaron Nagler, find him at Cheesehead TV.